What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I'm going to start a new series, and I'm going to call this Who's Robbing Us Today? Because every time I read a news article, I'm always hearing about different ways to make more and more money and take that money from us. And this is just an example of that. We're going to take a look at Wendy's. Wendy's in 2025, they're going to change their price structure. They're going to change to dynamic pricing. And this is interesting because we have like rideshare programs that use this dynamic pricing. And so I'll tell you a story too at the end of this video about Uber and how that dynamic pricing works, because I fell victim to this and it's just a shame. But what Wendy's is going to do is they're going to change the price of their food items depending on the time of day and the demand. So certain times it's going to be more expensive to buy. And I don't go to Wendy's, so I don't really even know what they call their burgers, but let's say it's a cheeseburger. Get a cheeseburger at Wendy's. If you get it at 10 o'clock a.m., it might cost less than if you get it at noon, or at lunchtime, where the demand is higher because people are going and shopping there. So I'm going to show you guys this video clip first, and then we're going to talk about this. And this is just yet another way that corporations are trying to just take everything they can from us. We've already seen inflation, and prices are already high when it comes to buying food items. If you go to the grocery store, if you go to a restaurant, or if you go to a fast food restaurant, prices are already high. What they're talking about doing now is making them even more dynamic. So now the prices can go up even higher than what they are right now. So we're going to focus on that in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's get right to this, and we'll talk about it on the other end. Here we go.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new Pretzel Baconator.
The latest Baconator isn't the only new item hitting Wendy's menu. The fast food giant planning to test out dynamic pricing as early as 2025. It's a practice that charges different prices for the same items based on demand throughout the day. For example, a cheeseburger and fries could cost you more during the lunch rush than during a down period.
I would never expected a fast food restaurant to do that.
On a call with investors, Wendy's CEO Kirk Tanner says his company will invest $20 million on digital menu boards, allowing customers to see the updated prices.
Beginning as early as 2025, we will begin testing more enhanced features like dynamic pricing and day-part offerings, along with AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling.
Fast food restaurants already dealing with blowback on soaring prices from their customers as stories of $18 Big Macs and $7 Egg McMuffins at McDonald's went viral. Now adding dynamic pricing to the mix could potentially be damaging to the industry.
I don't think anyone's going to pay extra for the exact same thing that they were getting for less.
In fact, one survey finding 36% of consumers would order less often from restaurants adopting the practice.
They'll have to be really careful about not angering consumers who are already kind of inflation wary.
And that's actually what's made the industry very sort of hesitant to dive fully in. There are definite risks involved, and they really don't want to anger customers.
But these fluctuating prices are nothing new to inflation-fatigued consumers who are used to seeing surging prices on everything from airlines to concert tickets, like Taylor Swift's Eras Tour Ticketmaster drama.
Oh my gosh, we spent $899 per ticket. Dynamic pricing is the worst.
And ride shares like Lyft and Uber notoriously face backlash from consumers when riders see unexpected costs.
Usually Uber's like $8-10. Tonight, it was like 50-something bucks. Little did I know about surge price.
But experts say this is a rare move from the fast food industry, which has been hesitant to sink its teeth into varying prices.
This would be a big deal for restaurants if this was widely adopted.
And it's really going to depend on how customers react. You know, customers are okay with it, you'll see more of it. And if Wendy's test doesn't work for whatever reason, you might not see it that often.
So we reached out to Wendy's, telling us in a statement overnight this: dynamic pricing can allow Wendy's to be competitive and flexible with pricing, motivate customers to visit, and provide them with the food they love at a great value.
I mean,
He's got a bad taste.
I'm just saying, I mean, it feels like we're constantly being taken advantage of as customers. Is it reasonable to believe that if Wendy's does this, that everyone else will follow suit?
It's a test that begins in 2025. We asked the other chains. We asked Burger King. We asked McDonald's. They didn't respond, but KFC said it has no plans at this time to try dynamic pricing on its menu. The fast food industry has been reticent to do this in the past, but we'll see if these new menu boards, dynamic menu board. Look, if the burger's cheaper later in the day, that might entice me, to be honest.
Right. No, but if you work a shift and your lunch hour is between 12 and 1 and you just have time to go grab a burger and that's the time that they're the price the highest, that would just be incredibly frustrating.
They're busiest, so it's slower and costs more.
I don't think of fast food like an airline ticket. I don't, but that's the same kind of model, like an airline ticket model.
Thanks for making us angry.
You're welcome. I am your fast food outrage correspondent.
There you go. There you go.
As Craig said.
Okay, so what do you guys think about this? I think this dynamic pricing, I think this is ridiculous. And I don't think it's going to work because you have so many different fast food restaurants. They would have to all adopt this, and people would start shopping around when it comes to going to eat different fast food, go to different fast food restaurants. Because you can go to one corner, you have 2 or 3 fast food restaurants at the corner. So if Wendy's is too expensive, you can go to another place or another place. This is going to be very interesting. I want to see how customers respond to this. I think it's a horrible idea. Could you imagine just because you're going at lunchtime, you have to pay more than if you were to eat it at 2 p.m. Or I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just another way that corporations can just try to suck as much money as possible out of you. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I think one of the good things about fast food restaurants is that we know the price, and the prices pretty much stay the same. They don't really go up that fast, and so that's a good thing. That's something that the reason why a lot of people go to fast food restaurants, because they know the prices, and they can expect, like, if you're on your way home and let's say you have to buy food for the family and you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to go to a fast food restaurant. You kind of know how much that's going to cost. But now this can change because during noon, it's going to be more expensive, but probably during 5 or 6 p.m., it's going to be more expensive as well, because that's when people are coming home and they might be picking up some food to take home. And so I just think it's a bad idea. And I just wanted to bring that information to you guys. And they're talking about AI. So artificial intelligence is going to decide this, and they're going to have the electronic menus, which some fast food restaurants already have that. McDonald's already has the electronic menus. So they could easily adopt this. But artificial intelligence is going to tell them, okay, the demand is up, so we're going to raise the prices up. So you might even be the next person in line at the drive-through and see that price go up while you're sitting there just because the demand is up. It's just amazing. You could also see the price go down, but the thing is, when it comes to prices going down, I know they have a bottom. So the bottom is probably going to be where we are right now. So they're not going to drop the prices lower. The prices are just going to be the same. So let's just give an example. If a cheeseburger costs $2 at Wendy's, it's still going to be $2. That's going to be the floor, but the ceiling can go up higher than that. It could be $2.50 or it could be $3, depending on the demand. And so it's just sad to see that you actually have companies that are thinking about doing this. Now I did say dynamic pricing is already out there, and we see it most often when we fly, like they were saying, when you fly, you do that. And what I actually do when I'm ready to buy a ticket, airfare, I'll go on Google Flights, and they'll show me a pattern of how the price has gone up and down, and then I'll track it, and I'll watch it for maybe 2 weeks to a month just to see what it's doing, because it goes up and down. And if you buy it at the wrong time, you can buy it, let's say if it's $800, you pay $800 for your ticket, and then a couple weeks later, it goes down to $500. So it's just crazy. But let me tell you this story about Uber. So usually when I'm coming home, I fly into Los Angeles, so LAX. And they have a system in LAX where rideshare programs, so like Uber and Lyft, they can't pick you up from departing. You have to go to a special site. So you go to a parking lot, and that's where they have all the Uber and Lyft, all the rideshare programs. And so my last trip, which was just a few months ago, And I expect this because I've done this several times, so I know kind of what I'll be spending when it comes to getting home. And I'm about 45 minutes to an hour away from Los Angeles. So I remember when I picked up my bags, the first thing I do when I'm picking up my bags, and when you get to departing, you pick your bags up, and then you have to catch a shuttle to the area where you can pick up the Lyft and Uber. So I remember after getting my bags, I got on the app to see how much it would cost. And when I got on my app, it was $85. Now that's kind of the norm. It's usually around $85. And mind you, this is at like 11 o'clock at night. Okay. So that's expensive because you would think that that's not a real high demand time. But nonetheless, it was $85. So I get on the shuttle and I go, and it's not too far. I mean, it's like maybe a 3-minute ride in the shuttle to get to the staging area where you can catch Uber and Lyft. And so the mistake that I made is I didn't ask for the Uber when I was in departing. I waited until I got to the area where you can actually catch the Uber and Lyft. So when I got to the area where you can catch the Uber and Lyft, I opened my app back up. Guess what? It was no longer $85. It wasn't $95. It wasn't $105. It was $125. So it jumped up that much. Just a 3-minute ride, it jumped up that much. Now, the reason why it jumped up that much is because everyone that's in that area is looking for an Uber or a Lyft. So the demand is high. And so the algorithm or the AI, whatever they're using, it sees that and it says, okay, let's hike that price up. Because now we have all these people that want an Uber or want a Lyft, and they're in the same area, so we can hike the price up. Whereas when I'm at the airport and departing, not too many people are saying, okay, I'm going to catch a ride now. They're waiting until they get to that staging area. So the next time, I'm going to ask for the Uber there, because it usually takes 8 to 10 minutes anyway for the Uber to get there. So if I order it at departing, then I can get it for $85. But if I wait and go to the staging area, it's going to cost me a lot more. And it's just crazy how that works. And now they're talking about doing that with the fast food industry. I can't believe it. Now, the difference here is the fact that you do have options. So when it comes to Uber and Lyft, those are your only real options coming from the airport. You can catch a cab if you want to do that. But because they have a stranglehold on who, in the staging area is for Uber and Lyft. And so you don't really have any other competition when it comes down to it. But when it comes to the fast food industry, when it comes to fast food restaurants, you have more competition. They're all over, and you can shop around. And so I don't think it's going to work. I think customers will push back on this. And so I want to know what you guys think about this. Just like I said, this is going to be the new series. I'm going to follow up and do more videos talking about who's robbing us today, because it's happening all the time. Every time I look around, there's someone trying to take money from us. And it's just sad, especially if you are someone who's retired, you're on a fixed income, and you're just seeing all this stuff coming at you. I mean, if it's not inflation, now we're looking at companies wanting to change their pricing structure and doing this dynamic pricing. And if it works for Wendy's, this is the scary thing. If it works for Wendy's, then you will see all the other fast food restaurants doing the same thing. And we won't know what the prices are anymore. It's just crazy. So I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.